I am going to make a sculpture, and the sculpture I'm going to make is pretty much in honor of the fact that I haven't done a live since a long time, and so I'm going to actually go to a live. I did a small live, on Monday, but it was kind of live, quick. It was Tuesday. I think it was Monday. Anyway, so what happens is I'm going to do a live on Thursday, because usually I do my lives on Thursday, and so not to compete with all the people who do the lives on Friday on the weekend, but so it happens I'm going to just pretty much make it a quick one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to sculpt some things, and I'm going to show you as I do it. So here, this is my sculpture. This is here in the laundromat, and pretty much just washing some clothes here in the laundromat. I got my nice black hat, so I'm wearing my John Deere hat right now. Yeah, and then so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and sculpt something. Well, I've been working on one sculpture. This has been an elephant I've been working on, and elephant has been one of those things where, this is for someone, a dear friend. Pretty much it's a thank you gift for them, and pretty much just going to keep working on that. So let's go ahead and just talk about the current situation at hand. One of the things we've been talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact of the matter that there are forces at play. Now, I happen to be from the Caribbean. I'm from the island called Dominica in the Caribbean, and pretty much, I'm not sure if you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know in the chat, right? Let me know, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. If there's too much noise in the background, let me know about that too. Because what happens is that I can actually hear you, and I can see your posts. So if you let me know you can hear me, all right, let me know, all right? So I'm gonna get that bread shirt. And so it has been a very interesting time, but I'm not gonna talk about me tonight. I'm gonna talk about politics. I usually don't talk about politics, but I am gonna tonight. And so since I'm making an elephant, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about some politics. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say something. A couple things that are on my mind lately regarding this stuff we call politics. Now, I've been shying away from it for some time because, it's all a dark place and a dark situation. It's not one of those things where, the best of people actually go to become politicians. No. What ends up happening is usually the people who are, they want to rule other people and control or just have the benefits of it. And so that's what happens. They end up doing those things. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up, right? If you can hear me clearly, let me know. And so what I'm doing, I'm making an elephant right now, as you can see. And so one thing is, I used to like elephants a lot. I did, and until one day I went to Museum of Natural History this year, and I saw that elephants are very powerful, and they're very, very powerful. I mean, people actually are victim to elephant attacking and that too. So they kind of made to have a decision: do we keep the elephants near us, or do we get them away from them? But what ended up happening is, talk about politics, the Black compromise of this. We know, based upon what we know, is that most people, when they have this scenario, they're talking about how Kamala is this or that, right? Talking about whether she's black or Indian, or whether or not she's fit to be president or whatever. But the thing is, I have a couple questions that need to be answered. Number one, she didn't do so good in the first primaries, right? Amongst other Democrats, she was not. She didn't do so well. When Tulsi totally hit her with the truth about how she was, complicit, how she even called, Joe Biden a racist and segregationist, and later she becomes the vice president under him, and she did it with no protest. That was like, she used some real words though, and then she talked about real things, and then she switched over to the other side, and how her record has always been never for the black people, to help the black people in the situation. The thing is this, right? Whatever happens, they've always been, for some strange reason, I don't know why, but when you look at the history of things, the history of how things work, you have the Republicans were the one who got us to have the freedom. The Republicans were the one who got us to have the right to vote. Even women's right to vote was under the Republican rule, under the Republican regime. And all the other stuff had to be done through Republican agreements. As a matter of fact, if anything, the Democrats have always been trying to hold us back. But the ones also got this whole race situation, the whole black compromise thing, is where you have to be based on your color, based on your skin color and all that. And I'm just like, your skin color is kind of one of those things where, that's superficial. I understand that there's been a lot of things attached to it. Now, I understand that a lot of things happen because of the color of my skin. But when it comes down to it, the bottom line is this: you are more than the color of your skin. And yes, sometimes you might have to prove something more because you're not in the country of your own making. You're in the country with other people. But for the most part, though, you have to earn. I have to earn my right to learn how to make these things, these creatures, these characters. Hi, how you doing? Good to see you. I gotta. All right. So So my neighbors, one of my neighbors. So what happens is this, right? I just had to making a video here. Maybe make it go back further if it's better this way. Let me know which is better for you. So here's this, right? So I'm making this. This is the elephant. Oh, why? Okay, now back to this. Add some more stuff to the elephant. So let's see what happens this, right? As we're working on this here, I'm going to just kind of talk to you a little bit about stuff. If you can hear me, let me know if you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up in the chat, okay? Give me a thumbs up in the chat below. Let me know in the live chat. Like, from here, I know that you can hear me well. Otherwise, I might have to go somewhere else where it's more quiet, okay? My thoughts is this, right? When I saw that what's her name was running, and that she, not even running, she was selected. She wasn't chosen. Nobody picked her. Nobody picked her to be president. Nobody picked her to be her endorsement. And even those who endorsed her, like for example, Obama, he did that on the telephone. He endorsed her over the phone, right? And I said, I've been keeping up with this, so I don't know if he endorsed her in public after that, but for one thing for sure, he totally like endorsed her on the phone. And you know how it is in the day and age of computer and computer generation and stuff. And you know, on the AI. That's why I like making my stuff, because you can always see that I made my stuff. It's not AI or not computer generated, and it's not like bought in the store. So I'm sitting here making an elephant, and the elephant's made just, out of masking tape. So what I'll do is that I'm going to see if I can I want to work on this. I'm going to work on some other things. Another friend of mine I was talking to, they were, well, actually, let me go back to this. My situation is this, right? When we listen to the whole scenario of how these things work and how these people are, she wasn't picked. She wasn't elected. Nobody elected her. She was picked by Joe Biden because of the two things, about her lady thing and about her fact that she's a lady and the fact that she's black or dark skinned or not white, And so because of that, you have a scenario where it's like when you think about it, that's like totally not meritorious. And I don't know how you feel to that, but I'd feel really bad if I was picked because of that. Like, that's like the lowest common denominator. Like I didn't have to do anything to earn that. You know what I mean? Oh hey. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amy. I like this. Thank you so much. Give me a thumbs up. I like. And so what happens is like, God bless. So what happens is I'm just here, and definitely, guys, if you want to give us super chat, you can do that. I really appreciate that. And for the most part, though, we are just making our art. I've been so out of the loop lately regarding my art because what happened is that we have been dealing with the whole accident thing. Even though it's like almost 20 days later. It's still a lot of time. It's about 16, 17 days since the accident happened, and we're just dealing with all the aftermath of that. So thank you, Amy, for the super chat. And yes, please feel free if you want to give super chat. Thank you for the like this year as well. Appreciate that. So hey. So here we go. This is some of the things that we found that's interesting. Is that by the way, go to Amy Valentine's channel. You can go to her channel and you can see some of her cool videos. Definitely to get her all monetized would be great, so she can have a monetized channel as well, and you can send her super chats also. So thank you so much for that, Miss Amy. We are, as I'm working on this elephant here, I am thinking about like how the bottom line is that, like I was saying before, she wasn't picked. She was destroyed by Tulsi, and she was picked only by Joe Biden because of her skin color. And I know if I had to go through the whole scenario of being picked because of the way I look for a job in America, when I can earn my way, and do the best I can to earn my way, and then now you have the situation where not only are you have to earn your way, you have to go beyond the fact that you're this or that or just a woman, or just a man or just a person with skin color. I don't like the whole person of color thing. I don't like saying that. I don't like saying it. I don't like it because I feel as though it just lumps everybody in and leaves. We're all people of color, all of us, even white people are people of color too, because they have pink and they're not all just white. Some are super blonde, some are not, some are, peach and dark peach and tan and all that. So I don't know. I don't even. All I know is that the bottom line is when you have a scenario, you are, I don't like that word, so I'm not going to use it. So what happens this way. So when she goes there and she gets picked by Biden to be the vice president and put in a role, and she does nothing with the position. She does nothing with the position. Yes, it's all made from tape. This is all made from tape. Yes, this is a masking tape. I just made it from tape. I'm just making it as we're talking right now. I can make something else too. I'm going to make some more stuff. But for the most part, though, what happens is, this country was built by a lot of things. There's a guy, his name is Mason Lucas, and he was talking about how, how there should be, when people come to the country, they should pay for the crimes of the past, as a citizen. Because what happens is that they say that there's I don't know about that. I don't know. I just know that, wow, that's amazing. Talented for sure. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, feel free to send us a super chat if you enjoy the Talented. Send it for any amount. You can send $1 if you'd like. If you like what you see, please support what you see. Okay? Because you know what, we are blessed by those who bless us, and so support living artists. My friend Rachel always says, support a living artist. So this is an elephant, right? So I'm gonna put this elephant right here. I'm gonna start working on another creature. I think I should make I think I have another idea what I'm gonna work on, and the most part though, it's like I'm gonna keep working on that. This here, super chats are, you can send anything for a super chat. Don't be afraid. If you want to send $5, you can. $500, you could. $5,000, you can. I wouldn't mind. I'm not going to stop you. And if you want to send $1, you can do that as well, because you know what? Anything can help. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh wow. Well, that's amazing. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Wow. Well, thank you for sending your first super chat. I appreciate that. Okay. Well, you know what? This is awesome. I really appreciate it. This is great. I'm gonna make another creature now. I'm gonna make another creature. Hey, since you did super chat, give me an idea for a creature. I'll make it live, just for you right now. Oh, do you have the narwhal from when the car broke down? Yes, I do. I do have the narwhal. I don't have it with me now because I'm in the laundromat. But you want me to make another narwhal right here? I can start making one. The narwhal. I have the narwhal at home. I do. It's I have that in the house. And so what happens is that I can start making another narwhal for you if you'd like to see that. So first I'll make a narwhal right here right now. And so what happens is, like, I appreciate that. Thank you. There's what I was talking about is, like, you have to kind of prove your way and you prove your worth. And so when you do your stuff, you're able to make stuff and do stuff. I'm excited by the fact that you can actually make things and do things just because you have the ability. You got to give everyone else an ability to do something and to change this world. Right? So every one of us is talented and gifted with stuff. So when you have ability, the best thing you can do is use your ability to make people better. Right? So I'm going to make another narwhal because the last time I made the narwhal when my car broke down, it was one of those things that I was just I was really in a bad mood right then, because my whole thing was my car. I was hoping to go to the beach that day. My family and I were going to go to the beach. And what ended up happening was that as we were on the way there, it was like our car broke down. It was the fuel pump totally gave up. The fuel pump stopped working, and then they got the fuel pump working, and then next following week we got into a car accident. That was the saddest thing, It was like, that was the saddest thing. You have the narwhal from before when you had a car broke down. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. I appreciate that. Those who gave the super chat. I'm going to go ahead and make another narwhal right now. See right here, I'm going to go ahead and just construct another narwhal as you're watching, and keep talking about the situation. So, yeah. So we So I feel as though if she's going to go and run for president, she should actually run the best she can, right, and be nominated and have other people and do interviews and stuff like that too. But she's not doing interviews. She's not doing any of those things. She's just kind of talking the talking points, right? But for the most part, though, I'm thinking that what she should do is that she should try to earn it, because at this point she hasn't really earned anything, and that's the worst kind of scenario there, where you don't earn something and it's been given to you, So that's why it's like you have this thing here. So I'm making a narwhal here, and the narwhal is a narwhal has like no dorsal fin wings, There's really none on the back. I mean, there's no major big ones on its back, but there have fins, right? And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and just make this one. This is going to be my new current mood. So both the whale and the elephant both have tusks, And then so I'm just going to keep doing that. Okay. This is there. See, it doesn't take long to make something. It takes long to perfect it. When you have the thing where it's kind of coming down to making a really cute, cool and beautiful and painted stuff. Painted stuff takes a long time. But this is really good for me. I haven't done this in a while, so this is actually really encouraging me to be an on-the-spot type thing. So as I just talk and make something as I'm talking about it, if you guys want to give me an opportunity to make something for you, like like the one who just gave me a super chat, Teddy Benitez. Yeah, let me know what kind of creature I should make. Right now I'm making a narwhal. I'm going to make another narwhal. So go ahead, let me know. If you're still watching, let me know what creature I could make, because that would be like really, really cool. I would be willing to make that right here on the spot for you guys to see. I was doing an alien queen the other day when I first started the alien queen. and that was like my Thursday night chat things, and that was really cool. I appreciate that. If you like, again, if you like what you see, definitely give super chats and let me know, give me some subject to talk about because I could talk about anything, but for the most part, that would give me an idea. But for the most part, yeah, I'm making another narwhal because the narwhal I had still in the kitchen. So there's this one. And, they're pretty cool with it. Almost like torpedoes. They have like little torpedoes. You got you got the tail. Here's the elephant, right? Elephant right there. And you got the narwhal. We're making the narwhal right now. So you got that. Narwhal has the dorsal fins and it has the big like burly head. So this is my shirt from my work, and I had to get it all cleaned up, and so that's all done. I washed it, hand washed it first, and then after that, got it to the dryer, and now it's all done. So here we go with this one. Yes, I still have the narwhal. It's in my kitchen. So let's see here. I'm gonna make the narwhal fins. So we have the narwhal fins. Narwhal fins. There goes that. How about a teddy bear? I can make a teddy bear. All right. Let's go ahead and finish out this this narwhal, and I can make that a teddy bear. Yeah. Hello. Oh, for the thing? Oh, okay. Well, okay. Like this keys. That's my boy. Here he goes. Here's the keys. All right. When you take the keys, bring them home, and I'll ring the bell. Okay. Okay. So pretty much. How about a teddy bear? Sounds great. Let's do the teddy bear. I'm gonna almost done with the narwhal here. It's hard to balance this. The elephant. That's the elephant right there on my knee. Alright, there's that. And then, okay, we're gonna make a teddy bear. Let's do that. Teddy bear. I haven't made a teddy bear in a long time. Last time I made a teddy bear was animation. I'll make a teddy bear right now. Watch this. Okay, watch. Let me just go ahead and finish up the wings on this narwhal real quick. And then the little mouth part, and then you have the nose, you got the mouth, you got the. How about a teddy bear? I'll make a teddy bear. All right, I'll keep talking too. So here goes this, and this, right? This I'll stop here and make a teddy bear. So for the most part, what happens is this, right? When you have like you're in a situation where you get picked for something, you want to make sure that you earned it. Like you don't want to go to the Olympics and win because you're handicapped or something. You want to make sure that you got it because you earned it. That you did the best you could, and that as you did the best you could, it wasn't because of the fact that you're some kind of like messed up or you were some kind of. Because what does that do to you? There's certain things in life you want to be proud of. You want to be proud of the work that you do. You want to make sure that when you do your stuff that you're proud of it, that you're happy about it, and that you're not like just being a person because of your basis, like just because of what you got it because you're breathing. I mean, I understand that. I mean, there's certain things like, okay, well, we'll let you. What are some things that you should get just because you're alive? Well, it's a right to liberty, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? That's one, right? And life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So you should have a right to pursue whatever dream you'd like to pursue. You shouldn't be stopped by anybody from that. You should be able to pursue your life, to be alive. That's one, too. That no one should try and take your life or take your property or take your stuff. And I got to talk about the whole thing with taxes. Taxes is kind of an interesting thing when you think about it. Because the whole thing with taxes is that, they're kind of taking something that they really didn't earn. They really should give us back our tax money. If they're giving so much money away to the rest of the world, they should definitely give us more money back to us. Like, they should tax us less. The government is not about going down. It's about going up. Whenever you give the government something, they always want more. They always want more stuff to do. So they don't have like a chill to them. They will, if you get taxed $10 this year, they're going to tax you $11 next year, ad infinitum, until you get to 100%. And then until people come along. That's what I say. If anybody goes voting or anybody does like these things. Let me put this down here. It's better. If anybody does the voting or anybody does the what do you call it? Not the voting, but election. They should do something about taxes. They should honestly do something about taxes. We shouldn't be like constantly being berated and beat up and all that stuff for the fact of the matter that we are citizens. Like we are like citizens. So like I was saying before, you should definitely earn your way and earn as much as you can the things that you're doing. But for the most part, if you were to just be given something, you feel as though it doesn't belong to you. If somebody gave you a car right now, like the whole thing. I always talk about this, the millionaire stuff. Once you get like $1 million, when you get like $1 million, it's on me to take when you get $1 million, what ends up happening is that you didn't earn the $1 million, right? If you win the lottery. And so what happens, because when you get to that level where you earn that, you get that money, you don't know what to do with it. It becomes like a burden, you know? Because as a burden, you're faced with the matter of dealing with this thing you don't have any idea about. So, like, if somebody gives you an airplane, right? An airplane right now, like a big old 747 airplane, right? And you're dealing with the 747 airplane, and as you're doing that, you're pretty much in a situation where, you don't know how to fuel it, or where to park it, or how to fly it, or where to land it, and how to operate it. You have so many. It's kind of a big burden. It'd be like nice if you can just take it and like, park it somewhere. That's all you'd be able to do. You'd be able to fly. It's like, oh, I own an airplane. Can you fly? It's like, no, I don't have training for that. Okay. Do you know where to put in the hangar? No. Do you know how to refuel it? No. Do you know how to do this and do you know how to, all those things, right? So what happens is that you're kind of in a situation where you're burdened. So if somebody gives you something that you're not ready for, you're going to be burdened by it. If you give Kamala the presidency, she's not ready for that kind of thing. She didn't earn it. She didn't get there. She quit before the time, right? So that's the thing. She can't just go up there and be like, hey, give it to me. I'm going to do this, and all the promises. I mean, we are currently under their regime right now here in America. We're currently under their already in progress, in motion regime. Now I know the vice president don't have no kind of power, but still, she knew about Mr. Biden and about his unfit, But for the most part, though, she knew about him, and she said nothing. She's like, oh, he's fine, Which is like, when you think about how that works, that's really not good. So okay, so I'm making a teddy bear right now, real quick, right? So, see this right here. So yeah, so if you get given the position of, like, if you make a coworker, let's say the person who just comes in off the street, right? First day of the job, you make that person a new CEO. You know what the person's gonna do? They're gonna run the company to the ground because they have no idea how to run the company. They don't know anything about anything. They didn't earn. They didn't go. They didn't grow. They didn't even spend a week there yet. That's why if you win $1 million, right? If you win $1 million, you have to get a part where you start to understand the comprehension of it. Please, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. If you can hear me correctly, give me a thumbs up in the chat as well. And if you like what you see about what I'm doing, feel free to give us a super chat. Feel free to super chat any amount, $1, $2, $3, whatever you like. If you can do that, that'll help my family and I. We did go through an accident, and that was very a significant situation we went through. And the thing that happens is that, as we're doing these things, you see this here? I'm going to turn this into a really cool teddy bear. Do you have a huge family? Yes, I do. Family's huge. Yes, we do. Family's big with all these giants. Family full of giants. They're big. They're very, very big. It's like, live in the land of giants. Yes, we have a big family. Big, robust family. But for the most part, though, it's like when we have, I just put a video up about the cars, the situation we had with the car accident, When I'm done with this video, you can please feel free to go watch that. I put a live video about like our car situation, what happened to our car and the accident. I even did an animation for that. I finished that a couple days ago. And just been trying to make it all better. So here it says. It's like a little thing, right? Like a little kid. Okay, we're going to add all the attributes to make it into more of a teddy bear. And what teddy bears have to make teddy bears? They got the big teddy bear ears, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Hey Rachel, how you doing? I was shouting about your awesome art. I was just saying about you always say, I can't remember now. It says, thank you for supporting a living artist, and that's something I just want to say thank you so much about. Right now I'm in the laundromat, and right now I just finished making an elephant, making a cool elephant with masking tape, and then also a narwhal. I might be an artist. I don't know. I guess maybe I could be. I guess I don't know. What makes an artist an artist? But for the most part, though, here, I'm going to make this teddy bear right here. So I'm in the process of just kind of making that. And what happens is that we're just in the laundromat getting my clothes ready to go to work tomorrow. And so I am just making a cool teddy bear here. Right now I'm just making the head and then the body. And I'm going to go ahead and make the... I don't know. I guess I am an artist. I mean, see all these cool rings I got? These rings here, I made these out of Blender. Blender is the same program I used when I did the animation a couple days today that I posted. And the animation is it's about the car accident I had, And so I used to be a claims adjuster for Allstate, and as a claims adjuster, we had to recreate accidents like all the time, like the effects and dynamics that made the accident happen. So what we did was that we actually had to to remake the situation and scenario. So what it did. Oh wow! Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Well, you're gonna make me blush. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you. This was an elephant as a reward for a friend of mine for something that he did for us, and so I'm gonna mail it to them soon. Soon you'll see that they'll receive it. And so what happens, I like to make stuff for my friends and give it to them. And sometimes people ask me for commissions, and so I charge them. But for the most part, though, it's always like one of those things I just totally love making art. This is like a narwhal. Because what happens is when I had my car broke down back in last month, my other car broke down. My current mood was out of a narwhal, and I felt like I made a little stick figure, and it was stabbed through the head with a narwhal. But for what happened was that when I was just kind of dealing with some really sad stuff right there because my car had to be towed to a garage to fix the water pump, the fuel pump. But the fuel pump in the engine had broken, and that was new for me. I never had that experience, but anyway, thank you for the fantastic elephant. My thoughts is this: you have a big family, and also it's just like, if you ever win the lottery, right? If you ever win the lottery, it's a lot of money too quick, too soon. So what do you say? What do you do when you win the lottery? Which I haven't won the lottery yet. I don't really play the lottery, but if I was to play it, you have to take the money and put it away, put it aside, and get used to it. Get used to having it. Like when you get a new job, right? First thing people do when they get a new job, they start making new expenses, new expenditures. They start buying new stuff they didn't have before. But if you live within your means, you're able to kind of like just make sure and maintain, and you can take the money that you have and kind of save and grow to the value of it. It's like one thing never taught us in school was how to invest, So I had to learn about investing and all other stuff just outside of school. And it was one of those things where as you're doing these things, right, as you're kind of working on investing, you kind of go through the ups and downs of it all. You start going through the whole procedure of like making sense of stuff and then trying your best to, trying to make sense of like the money as it comes in, as it goes out, right? And you're trying your best not to waste your money because you only have so much of it. But the thing is, somebody once said that once you start understanding how it flows, you can actually take the money that you get as profit and then reinvest that. And you can do dollar cost averaging. I'm not giving advice because I can't really give you much financial advice, Because, here am I in the laundromat doing my laundry, so there you got that, right? So I don't have a, laundromat at home. So, but for the most part, though, and I'm really grateful for just the fact that there's a place like YouTube you can actually share your stuff and you can go live. And there's other channels too that I'm glad for as well. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. I appreciate that too. There's my thoughts on the matter is that when you are faced with all these different decisions, you have to make decisions about the stuff. Like for example, you have to earn your way, and you have to sometimes people come along and they give you gifts and they helped you out and they really bless you. Like when we were going through our car accident situation, it's not only is your sculpture great, but there's also a performance aspect to its creation. Oh yeah, when you speed this up, right? If you watch the video and you speed it up, right? There's an aspect where it's like it's like it just kind of comes out of nowhere. Like I have to show you a video, or go to my Instagram and there's some videos, right? I do time lapse, and it's just amazing how they just come out of nowhere. It's just kind of they just focus and function like this teddy bear, right? See, it's kind of like this is the first time I make an actual teddy bear. I don't usually make teddy bears. I make animals that are like I'd make a bear. So a teddy bear for me is kind of like a new thing, but I appreciate that. It's like there's an aspect of being able to do this while talking, while making art, and I just love this. I do. This is one of those things, like when I learned how to do this, so pretty much how I learned was I was always making stuff with clay and aluminum foil and stuff, and I was using I started using something called Instamorph, which is like moldable plastic. But then one day I was like, I said I want to get a 3D printer because I've always been making things on Blender, right? Like Blender. And so here, for example, this ring, right, is made of plastic. It's moldable plastic. And I was like, I wanted to see maybe there's a way I could like mass produce these rings, like make like chess pieces or something or something. So I was looking, there was a guy online, his name was Marcos Makes, and he was making dinosaurs. And instead of using like wire armature, he used the masking tape as the armature, right? So he's masking tape like you'd make like a narwhal or something, and then he'd cover it with epoxy clay called Milliput. So Milliput, Milliput, Milliput clay. And so the Milliput clay that he was doing, right, he was working on, it would harden and become rock hard and become like a regular sculpture. Now I was like, I saw that and I was like, masking tape, and I was like masking tape. I never thought to use masking tape for anything, I mean, I was working at like a Home Depot at the time, And I was like, pretty much, let me buy some, because I didn't want to like ever have the thing where I say like I'm stealing tape from the Home Depot to make this. So I bought my own thing of masking tape and I started making stuff, you know. So what happens is that as I was making stuff, I was like, this is so cool. I started asking my coworkers, I said, listen, give me an idea on the spot and I'll make it, right? So because I had already been working with Blender 3D animation for like a long time. And so what happened was, like, when I started doing that, it honed my skills so I can do something really quick. Like, see, right now I'm kind of talking and sculpting at the same time. So this teddy bear is kind of like, it's getting there, but, you know, it'd be there faster if I just sat down and focused. But for the most part, though, what happens is as you're doing this, you get really, really good at it. You start understanding what and how much pressure to apply to the tape. It's not just a matter of, you have to understand which way the tape is going, the direction of the tape. So then I'm able to make people and animals and creatures, because at the end of the day, it's like, at the end of the day, you're having like people, you know, you're able to make people and animals, creatures and stuff. And it's pretty amazing, you know? So my thought of this is, like, when I saw him do, like, make a Jurassic Park dinosaur, he just kind of stays to the Jurassic Park dinosaurs, right? He doesn't make much of anything other creatures, just Jurassic Park creatures. And I like Jurassic Park creatures. I like Jurassic Park movie. You know, even though it's like they're always talking about how birds turn to dinosaurs, or dinosaurs turn to birds, whatever it is. And so I don't believe that. But for the most part, that was one of those things where, you know, as they're doing this, let me just go ahead and fix him up real quick. I'm gonna make his belly a little bit bigger and just kind of focus on him real quick. What happens is that I make this little belly. All right, it's coming along. All right, I gotta get the image in my head better. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, I just got it. Okay, so here's this. So what happens is this, right? You are faced with having to make something. So Marcos makes. If you look him up on Instagram, his name is Marcos Cavassa, and he makes all these cool dinosaurs. You know, I don't think he does this much, because he kind of like, once you can only make so many things before you run out of space, right? So one thing I liked about the masking tape thing was that I was able to turn it into a business for like with my family. So my wife and kids, they know how to make all this too as well. My son does all the Pokemon. As a matter of fact, he has a Pokemon to make. I have a customer tomorrow who wants a Pokemon at my job, and so maybe I'll be able to, like, you know, give that to him, give it to her, because, you know, they request we can make anything. So in the process of that, there's like you got a big nose, right? They have the big nose. Totally agreed. I appreciate that. Thank you all for your comments. Thank you, Rachel, for, you know, it's a blessing to have you here. I really appreciate that. Thank you for all the people who are helping me to do this art today, you know? And this is probably going to be like a koala bear, but, okay, let's see now. They have see what happens, I go as far as making the eyes and then the body. Making the eyes and the body and everything like that. I keep hearing sounds. Okay, let's go ahead and just make up the cool teddy bear hands, right? Now, whether or not should I make a teddy bear hands like fingers, or should I make teddy bear hands like, you know, just kind of the little pads, like Winnie the Pooh kind of thing, you know? Definitely, you got to make a little tail for the critter. So let's make that tail real quick. All right, a little tail, a little teddy bear. I like this. I really like this. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate that, because like this is like, it's so good. I just really like interacting with the card, you know. Also, I watched a whole bunch of like Rachel's videos, and her stuff is so cool. If you get a chance to, Rachel's stuff is amazing. Follow her online if you can. Follow her. She's also on Patreon too. A good friend. You have. Let's see. I'm gonna make the feet. The feet. This. Okay, now let's go ahead and get the teddy bear's face right now. See, I remember I'm making teddy bear for the first time without really looking at it, so it's like just having to from my mind. I think you have the big teddy bear nose, right? So let's make that big teddy bear nose. I might actually, you know, change it up a bit. So let's go do that. I'm telling you, once I found out about masking tape, I was telling you, like 3M should like be like, hey, you know, Greg, do a little commercial with you in it or something, you know? Make a little commercial with you in it. Yeah, that would be great. I'm like, thank you for watching. Oh, your art is awesome. You got some cool art. It's like, you know, your art that you do is like amazing. I just like, it's like all very, very powerful art. Go for walks, go talking, doing cool art, talking to people stuff, you know. This is good stuff. It's just always really just innovative and creative. Always cool. So it's always a treat to watch your artwork. Always a treat. Always support a living artist. That's right. So See, when I do this stuff, right, I kind of sit down and I think about I think about, like, for example, like, there's a movie Alien Romulus coming out tomorrow, right? And I so want to go see it. I would love to see it. Our theater that we had that was near our house here in New York, it closed down. And so what happened, the theater that we were in our neighborhood, it closed down, and it was always, like, not too far from it. So we saw, the last movie that we saw there was Godzilla and Kong. Yeah, and I've made a lot of Godzilla and Kong creatures, so pretty much done a lot of those as well. And so what ends up happening is that when you have like the Godzilla movie, it's like there's so much to it. There's so many different creatures and cool creatures you can make, and I like that. I like that a lot. So when we went there, it's like I made a Godzilla for a customer after that, or I think before that. But yeah, I think before that, because we're still going to like our homeschool meetings, because we homeschool our kids. And so the homeschool meetings that we went to, we were able to go there and then go visit and then see that movie. And it was great. It was last week, May 7th, I think. May 7th is the last time that was actually there. And then they shut down the theater, and now it's just an empty parking lot. It's just so sad, But for the most part, though, it's like you have that where I'm gonna fill him up some. Okay, so he's gonna get all big and bulky. Now watch me bulky him up. See, there's like. Someone said that, if you can do something really well, don't do it for free, right? But another person said that you can't never give away everything that you learn. Everything that you know, everything that you're capable of, you can never outgive. So if you give away what you have, somebody could come along and steal the way you do stuff. But also, they won't never know also the depth of how you know things, because they'll be starting where you are kind of like, you've already acquired the knowledge and the intrinsic value of stuff. So like, for example, like I'm doing this without really much looking at it from memory, and just think how long it would take like another person. Unless of course they have it in their head too to make something like this, I'm just kind of making a little teddy bear, teddy bear. It's a teddy bear. I can make little teddy bear feet. I'm gonna bulk him up though, so let's go ahead and do that. Yeah. When I buy my tape, by the way, tape is kind of expensive. It's the only tape that I use. I don't use any other tape. All the other brands, I'm sorry, other brands of masking tape. This is the only one I use, 3M brand of masking tape. It's the contractor grade masking tape. So I tried using the other ones, and it ends up coming apart. This one is a high quality tape that just really is durable. And then when you add other things to it, it becomes like superior. Like for example, like I had a thing on my car, my Super Dodge, right? There's a little character I have called Super Dodge, and he himself, I tied him to the antenna, right? And we went from Pensacola, Florida, all the way up through the Georgia guide zone. Yeah, I was in Georgia, so Rachel, we actually went through Georgia. That was like 2 years ago, back in 2022. We went through, and I thought about you then. I was like, still stood. It was still standing before it got shot by lightning, later that year. What happened was I brought my Gremlin, but for the most part, the masking tape, I took a little thin piece of it, right? A little thin piece of it, and I turned it into a little antenna and an antenna ornament, and we drove that masking tape piece from 1,100 miles from Pensacola, Florida, all the way up to New York City, right here in Queens, New York. That was 1,100 miles, and that was amazing. That was like an amazing thing, because what happens is, for the most part though, it survived, and that's when I gave the name Super Dodge. So I turned him into a character, right? I turned him into a character, and the character I turned him into, it was sat on my dashboard of my car in the hot sun for for 2 years, right? So since I made him back in January of 2022, and so now this is now April. This is August of 2024. So that thing sat in my car. So yeah, when you make a masking tape sculpture, these things last a long time, but you can't just have it like this though. They have to be, preserved. Because here's a little secret, right? If you ever want to do this, the secret is okay. There you go. Now you understand the secret of masking tape. No, they'll never know. Okay. I'll just tell you the secret, right? The secret is this, right? The secret is this. Masking tape is kind of like skin, right? And so your skin is like layers. You don't have just one layer of skin. You're not like this, and then all of a sudden you're subcutaneous. You're actually many layers of epidural skin. Epidermis. Epidural. That's in the back. When you epidermis skin, right? And so what happens, like when you have the epidermis skin, you have different layer of thickness. So if you get like a nick, it's not going to go away. Then you might bleed, you might get a nick. But the further down you go, like for example, like I got I did this to my hand the other day, right? My thumbnail, I caught myself with a thumb like that, and I cut my hand right here, right? So anyway, what happened was like it started to heal up. You see the pink flesh underneath and all that, and then after that starts healing up, and then I use a scar. So I actually have a scar. I have a scar right here. So I can show you a scar right here on my hand, right? A scar from where I stabbed myself with my own fingernails. So, long story short, what happens is that your layers, it's the same thing. Masking tape is layers of tape. See, it's not just one layer. My kids do it in such a way that they do it like a ball, and then they cover it, and I don't do that way. I'm very methodical about how I do my masking tape, and it's all based upon a frame, all based upon form and formula. I don't do anything abstract. I'm not an abstract artist. I think that's why I can connect really well to racial stuff. Oh goodness, now you know. Please have mercy. You're probably gonna do really wonderful before I get a chance to even catch up to where you are. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. If you do, give a shout out. Just give a shout out to me. Let me know that it was like I always do for Marcos. I learned this masking tape procedure from my friend Greg. That would be great. Thank you, Rachel. If you could do that, would be great. So when you take over, I guess we'll have to be enemies at that point, rivals, I guess. One time I taught somebody last year, right, how to do this. They were making diplocollis, right, little hammerhead salamander, the ones I like to make. I make a lot of hammerhead salamanders. I don't know, once I found out about them in the Museum of Natural History, which I frequent quite a lot, what happens was that I made so many of them, and I have them with the whole get that bread thing, like wearing a shirt, get that bread. But I have the thing where Deli, he's a diplocolist, and I have him delivering food. I haven't been doing the food delivery lately because pretty much I don't have a car. But for the most part, though, I stopped doing food delivery, and I've been working at the airport job. But what happens, when I started making the Deli and started making videos of him, people just started tuning in, liking that, and I just loved making as many as I'm a teddy bear. So what happens is that he has this thing where he's just I like making that. So when I saw at the Museum of Natural History, and I saw how many skulls and skeletons they had of the diplocollis. Their heads were like arrowheads instead of hammerheads. They were like arrowheads. Their heads were like this, right? But I make them with the heads are like a hammerhead, because hammerheads, I got that from the movie Pitch Black with Vin Diesel, and the Vin Diesel movie where he is on that planet. And the planet with that whole thing with the eclipse and all that, and all these underground creatures come up, and he started eating everybody. That movie was crazy, and I liked it. It's called Pitch Black. Anyway, so that was a Vin Diesel when he's doing the whole Chronicle of Riddick thing. So they just kept on redoing it because that was the best one, I think. I don't know, sure, but the Vin Diesel. So yeah, so anyway, so here you got almost a teddy bear, right? I gotta just fix him up a little bit. What's cool too? When you look in the camera and you see it, and I see it, it's I have to see it from a different point of view. I'm gonna make the side of his face a little rounder, and let's see how that goes too. Oh, and also there's also more techniques I have to masking tape, I'll tell you. But anyway, so I taught a girl last year about how to make a diplocollis, right? A lady how to make, and so the same thing happened. She made such a beautiful diplocollis. I was like, oh my word, we have to be enemies now. We're now rivals and enemies. But there's a thing. Somebody told me that they went to Alaska, right? A couple weeks ago. And in Alaska, they have a duct tape competition. Duct tape competition. Now, see, I don't dabble in duct tape too much, but I can handle it. Let me tell you. But the duct tape is not my favorite because duct tape has too much flex. See this right here? This teddy bear. Well, almost. I'm gonna bulk out his belly a little bit. See, I'm making it more like form function. I'm gonna form out his belly on this side. Gonna make his face a little bit rounder right there, and then let's see. So that I can see that you're blessed and highly favored. Oh, praise God! Thank you. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts and talents with us. That was very cool of you. Oh, thank you so much. I have more stuff. So what happens? I teach. Thank you. I appreciate that, by the way. I appreciate it. Thank you also for the super chat. I appreciate that. There was my thought in the matter was you have it where this here is back to but yeah. So making a diplocollis last year was cool, and I teach classes how to do this. So we go to we've actually been in museums. We're actually teaching in a museum. One of my favorite museums is called Lewis Latimer House, and those of you who know about Lewis Latimer, he was the one who helped Edison with the formation of the the carbon fiber filament electric light. So what happened? He made the light bulb last 15 times longer with his filament, his carbon filament, right? And so what ends up happening is that he is he has a museum here in New York because he used to live here in New York, right? And he helped Edison with that. And he lived in Hollis, and they moved his whole house from where it was over to they'll call the Latimer area, over Latimer projects, I guess, by over in Flushing. Flushing is a big area, and I love it there. When we found out about this place, because we were doing a night market, right? And I was doing a night market, we're sitting there showing everybody how our artwork is, and how artworks work. And so as we're doing this, right, we're sitting there doing this. One of the things I found out about was like the person, and shout out to Tansy for getting us a connection. We were able to make a connection, and we were there, and I showed some of the artwork, and they fell in love with our art. And they've asked us back there, at least we've been there about 4 times since. We taught 4 times at the Lewis Latimer House, and we teach art and how to make cool mass tape structures. And because it's form and formulaic, we also fall under the category of STEAM. And so our art is STEAM, which is or STEM, science, technology, education, and mathematics, and also art. So you add ed there to become STEAM. But it's STEM sciences, because this is based on form and function. So I'm not making abstract. I'm not making swirls and stuff like that. And I love artists who do that as well. Who don't just make like the Rachel's art is like very much not abstract. Her stuff is very straightforward. It's very like logical and cerebral, and that's kind of like some of the reason why I like her artwork, because it's so cool. And very much so, it's very straightforward, and I like that. As opposed, sometimes you have to sit and just kind of decode art, and I don't really particularly know how to deal with that, because decoding art is one of those things where you just kind of like, I'm not really 100% sure what the intention is, but when you see like something like I look at how God makes stuff, and He makes like a tree or a bird or a person, it's made with such wisdom. It really is. And so I'm just sitting there thinking like, this is so cool. So I'm gonna fatten up this teddy bear real quick and have a nice big fat belly. So imagine that, you have these kids, when you have balloons, right? You have the whole balloon thing, and you make the balloon animals. I did used to do balloon animals too. And balloon animals just totally freaked me out, because there's something about balloon animals. They pop, and it's just like so much work, and it goes. When I went to a Haiti trip, right? A trip in Haiti. Show the elephant again. Elephant, here's an elephant. Elephant's like, ah. So what happens is that, you have a thing where I was in Haiti, and we were making balloons for the kids, and I was like, if I was to like make masking tape stuff, they would have it for years to come, as long as I was able to seal it properly. Because it's like masking tape is kind of like, dare I say it, it's like origami, okay? It's like origami. If you look on my Instagram, I've been making some origami lately, doing a lot of origami builds and stuff, because what happens is like, I don't have access to, when I'm at work, I don't have access to my masking tape, because pretty much I'm working as a janitor at the airport, which I really love it, by the way. Let me tell you, there's nothing cooler than working as a janitor, because there was an episode, let me tell you, there was an episode of Malcolm in the Middle, right? And they talked about like the very last episode of Malcolm in the Middle, if you get a chance to watch it, right? They had it where Freddie Munoz, he was his character is that he was a very smart kid. He was super smart. He was one of the super smart people. And so he was like valedictorian, because he was one of the super smart kids in this high school. And so what happened was like he was so smart that they felt like he didn't really earn it. But long story short, there's a part where the mom says, she wants him to become president, right? The very last episode, wanted him to become president. And he's like, well, could I just buy it and just earn it that way? It's like, well, you wouldn't earn it like normal people. You wouldn't be able to, understand the normal people in this world unless you were to do the things that the normal people did, And I was like, I remember the last episode, he and his brother were in competition to work for the janitor position, And I'm not saying that I got this job because of that, but it kind of like it played in my mind that how important a role of cleaning up like stuff and making stuff pretty and well maintained for other people to use. It's kind of like a really kind of a wonderful thing. It's kind of a thing. So just having a little hidden treasure of being able to quickly take a piece of paper and turn it into like a masking tape or to origami thing. That's just like, and I just kind of I leave it all over. I leave it hidden for the other coworkers to find it, And not like it's like garbage or anything. It's like hidden. I make some art and then hide it, and I get such pleasure in doing that, because it's like it's like as a little surprise little creature. You find that, and it's just like a little surprise creature, and you find it, and it's just like it's hidden in the midst of of your job and your monotonous day. And so like pretty much it's like because when you work certain jobs, right? Certain jobs that require you. Like when I was doing DoorDash, right? I had this thing with DoorDash where I had to kind of go and drive and deliver food, and I enjoy that. I enjoy all my work, by the way. I really do. I enjoy working all the different jobs and different things, because what happens is, like, you get a chance to, like, in that case, I would spend time with my wife and kids, like my daughters. So we'd go driving together, and we'd watch like all these murder mysteries. I couldn't even watch it. I had to listen to it, and they'd be watching it, and we'd be laughing and talk about like all the History Channel stuff, like, the Bermuda Triangle and things like that, where they're missing in Alaska. We watched all the missing Alaska stuff, and we were making fun of them. All these different things. All the missing Alaska, the making fun of stuff. Anyway, so the back of his head, I'm going to make it round too, because it's right now it's kind of flat. See how flat his head is in the back? I'm going to round it in the back too as well. That way he's going to be like, he's going to be like fully functional there too. So remember, say no to AI. Say no to AI. Make your art. Make your art, because you can make your art. Like even Blender, and use Blender, by the way, Blender program, that's really cool, because you have to make it from scratch. Everything you make from scratch. I mean, you have certain things here and there. Like you might have what do you call it? Some things like particles, and be able to make particles and things like that, or water generated. But you can direct the water. You can direct all the physics in it. And Blender is free, by the way. So if you get a chance to ever use Blender, and right now it's getting more and more easier to use. You can even use it with the AI, which I don't really use too much, because I'm trying my best not to use AI, and I know more and more apps have AI attached to them and stuff. But for the most part, though, it's one of those things where, as you're going through that, you just because you want to know how to make stuff yourself, right? Like I mean, you go to the mechanic, and the mechanic tells you it's like $1,000 to fix your car, and later you learn you can fix a car for $5 or something, and all the $1,000 they charge you for is for labor and all the other stuff. When you can learn, I mean, there's certain things you got to be careful about. I mean, you got to be mindful of, like, things that could explode and blow up. That's probably should have the mechanic do that. Not on your first try, okay? Not on your first rodeo. But once you feel confident enough, you build yourself up to it. Like, for example, the water pump one, when I got the first time I did the water last year, when I got to the whole water pump thing, it was like one of those things where, okay, real quick, about the teddy bear. Should I make little fingers for the teddy bear, like little claws, or should I just make little pads, I mean, right now he's kind of like a little, I gotta just fix up the little lumps in his face a little bit, but other than that, I mean, just kind of, should I make pads? Okay, pads, all right, make the pads. All right, so I'll make little hands, but no finger claws, okay? I'll do that. Let's do that real quick. Thank you, thanks so much. So, pause, pads. Okay, let's see what we can do with that. Let's do that. So I'm gonna make a little feet. So then you have the thing, right? So this is there's a 1 foot, and then I'm gonna make the other foot. So 1 foot, yeah, 1 feet. So you have that. Here's one little foot. I keep saying foot. It is 1 foot. I mean, it's 2 is feet. It's 1 feet. It's not 1 feet. It's a pause. Pause. Not how loud. All right. Pads. All right. So this here. What time is it? I'm just sweating in this laundromat right here. It's okay. So let's see. You have this with, right? It reminds me of the little Lorax. I'm thinking of the Lorax teddy bears. You see the movie Lorax, right? The teddy bears and Lorax. That's what's kind of coming out of my mind. Oh wow! Thank you so much for another super chat. Oh my word! Wow! Oh wow! Thank you so much. I'm gonna like that right now. I'm gonna like that right now. Thank you so much, and I'm gonna like that too. Oh my word! Thank you so much. All right, so wow, this is like the first time I've gotten like this many super chats. I'm really appreciative of this, All right, so let's see little pads. Okay, so I got the Lorax. So think of the Lorax teddy bear, that one, And I was like, how bad and can I be? I'm just doing this. I'm just doing what comes naturally. Right. That song. That was the little teddy bears. And if I could find it, I mean, if you look it up, if you Google it, but don't leave me, don't leave me yet. All right. I'm gonna see if I can finish this teddy bear real quick, and then I'm gonna make a little thumb and a little pad. So you got little hands and little feet. And I'm gonna fatten them up a little bit on the sides. We could get some honey or something. Some honey. So here's that. Teddy Benitez. That's a cool name. Thanks again. I got to go. I really appreciate that. Oh man, thank you so much. All right, cool. It's like, oh wow. I wish I could send it to you. That'd be cool. Don't put your address here, okay? But you can find me on Instagram. Instagram is One Life Must Art. Find me there, and I could probably send you this teddy bear, okay? Because thank you so much for that. I could just, I could probably finish them up some and send them to you. this is like, that's one of the things, just the cool thing about this art. You can always, so find me on Instagram. Instagram is One Life Must Art, okay? Thank you, Teddy, for supporting the living artist. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're going to thank you so much, Rachel, for saying that. Thank you, Teddy, for supporting the living artist. Thank you. That's the phrase. That's the phrase right there. That's the awesome phrase. That is the awesome phrase. All right, so here it goes. This is, thank you. So here's that, and that. All right. So yeah, so see, this goes to show I don't have to be in my studio to make art, because my studio is really my kitchen, and usually I sit in my car, but until we get the car situated, we're going to be just making art wherever we can, and so soon I have to get back to the house, because you can't be out in the street all night. So that's something there. I really appreciate that. That's like the most super chats I've ever had in one sitting, and just want to say thank you for all the artists who partook of this. I'm gonna fatten this bear up real quick. All right. So gotta make a little thumb and the pads. So this won't be like, this will be like almost like an abstract bear, almost like it won't be like a bear with the claws. It'll be just like a bear with the hands, and yeah, like that, and like that. He's a little back arch. Like that. Okay, let's see. Teddy bear. Little teddy bear! Okay, so, yeah, so, I had so many subjects I switched from. Okay, but for the most part, though, it's, yeah, this is cool. It's like, I like making bugs, too, by the way. So if you guys are, like, any bugs you want to make, like, I enjoy doing that as well. Bugs, and I'm going to make another one for the Alien Romulus movie. I have an Alien Predator, and I have the Queen alien and a soldier alien, and also I had the face huggers. I had a face hugger that I made for a customer on my Instagram, on my One Life Must Art, and I have it where he opens the box and it jumps out at his face, which is so cool. That's kind of I said, can you please do that for me when you get this production? So that's why I love sending people art. So definitely, So yep. I love sending people art and the reaction. If they could just give me the reaction, that'd be great. So yeah. Yep. All right, here it does. This. See, and also things too, when I see it in my eyes versus I see it on the screen, it's a little different, It's a little different. When I get settled, I have another art to send to another artist friend of mine who I really admire, and hopefully she'll be able to, she'll totally be able to show me a picture of it and that I can actually post when she gets it. So. Hopefully when I get everything settled, because I have so many things to do, right? One of the things is like, is to definitely get this car settled. I want to get this. We're looking into a car in Facebook Marketplace, right? And we had a situation where the car has to have the proper title and all that. So we're in the process of trying to get the title, and that's just a headache. Let me tell you, it really is, because we had to get a title for our car. We couldn't find our title. And we had to go like, hello everyone, I'm a teddy bear, I'm a clapping teddy bear. And so what happens is we have to pretty much do the work to find that, and hopefully by tomorrow we'll get everything squared away, because this has been tremendous, It's been like since the accident, since July 28th. Since July 28th, the accident has kept me really busy from making art, and I'm just like, I'm just trying my best to just make sure I get everything completed. Because you know how it is. You have so much stuff you gotta do. But one thing though, my kids have been in good morale. My wife and kids are doing really well. We had in terms of like just healing up from the accident. We really didn't get injured as much as we could have by the grace of God. So we thank God for that. What ended up happening was the car itself got damaged. Our Dodge Caravan 2000 got really damaged. And so a lot of friends came along and gave us a lot of money to help us with the whole process of fixing our car. And so not so much fixing, but actually getting us home and trying to figure out. And we all decided and gave me like a poll as to I shouldn't like really fix the car. I should try and find a newer car. So we started looking at Facebook Marketplace, and I'll have all the details on that. Another video I'm going to make soon. But for the most part, though, one of the things is like it has that thing where you're not 100% sure, what you're going to get whenever you have a new car. Or, what's a new car is usually without its errors. But an old car, all car has a lot of issues and stuff like that, and history that you know not, especially when it's a used car. The car, we found out later, the car was actually part of a police auction, and here in New York, and there's a whole lot to it. But I pretty much was like, I was shocked when I found out it was a police auction, because I was like, oh really, man? That was like a dealer type thing, but it's actually somebody bought it from a dealer police auction, which is why we're getting into a lot of like situations, not having to deal with this situation. But for the most part, that we are trying to get a car that's worthy of the family, So that's kind of the scenario there with regards to everything, So I'm just really trying to make sense of the whole thing, because at the end of the day, we want to go to the beach, we want to go skinny dipping. That's what we want to go do. we want to go enjoy our time. We were supposed to go to the lake, we were supposed to go camping, go skinny dipping, and there was none of that, unfortunately, because the whole fact of the matter was that the water, the car broke down, the tires and a lot. So that's terrible, right? And then so there's I like the fact that we can actually be part of something, and we're getting this better. I'm gonna make his belly even bigger. I'm gonna make it nicer. I'm gonna round it up right here on the sides. And watch me round it up. Watch me round this belly. Oh my word, I've been talking for an hour. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna see we do this really quick, and then I'm gonna have to call it quits, because I gotta get back home. I gotta get sleep. I work at 4 a.m. So I'm going to I'm gonna finish this teddy bear. Okay, y'all gonna see me finish this teddy bear. Fatten this teddy bear up. All right, fatten up this teddy bear. And remember, it's all technique. Okay. So Rachel, if you're still watching, this is all technique. I know you're gonna master this. You're gonna like run over to Home Depot, and you're gonna buy like a really cool bunch of this contractor grade, and you're gonna go to town, and then we're gonna be like back and forth with this. We'll be like, haha, let's see what you did. Like, let's see what you did. And go back and forth. That'd be so cool, And the other day, right, when I was at the Latterman House, when I was teaching this year, I think it was on June 15th, I was teaching. And what happened was that somebody came and they said to me that they wanted to make a sculpture for me, and I was like, okay, So he made a dragon. I still have that dragon, by the way, and we're friends on Instagram, and so he and I we talk every so often, but for the most part, that he actually made a sculpture for me using masking tape, and I was like, oh wow, oh you do have I have tape. Sometimes do you have the contractor grade, the contractor grade brand of. But this is the good stuff. This is good stuff. All right, so if you're, because sometimes I have another tape, and I have a tape sometimes. That's the thing. I mean, you have when you put your art every week, and it's very. I'm very glad about your consistency. I've missed my point. I was supposed to be doing this last Thursday. I mean, I try to put up something every Thursday. My art every Thursday, because it's I can only do so much, because for example, this is my day off, right? And the last Thursday I had before this one, I was making the narwhal in the car. I was actually showing everybody how the car was misfiring, it wasn't working. And what happened, it wasn't misfiring, it wasn't even working, because the fuel pump wasn't working. So I have yet to put more movies together that I can show people, and all the different things. But yeah, so this is me just kind of doing a Thursday, and this is me making a teddy bear. And it's like a little mouse, right? A little mouse bear. A little mousey bear. I gotta squish his head a little bit. Right, there goes mousey bear. Mousey bear! Oh, he looks so cute. And then you have the narwhal come and stab him in the chest. No. And then so what happens, 3M made in Smyrna, Georgia. Okay, mine 3M is 3M made in mine in St. Paul, Minnesota. Mine is 3M in St. Paul, Minnesota. It's the 2020. Number 2020 3M grade. That's the type of tape I use. And so, pretty much, this one here, that's so cool. It's okay, so this is the tape that I have. And I'm almost done with this thing here. I think I should make some claws come out of his back. Some kind of spikes, like a teddy bear. Oh, it could be, make a little teddy bear hair. A little teddy bear hair thing. Let me do that real quick. Teddy bear hair. A little spiky hair. Let's do that real quick. So a little spiky teddy bear hair. So you give him some kind of a flair. They're like Tom and Jerry. There's a little hair piece right there. Hair. Made in Smyrna, Georgia. That's so cool. We went to the Georgia Guidestones, and it was pretty cool. I made a video of that, and it was that was we went there at nighttime, and I brought my gremlin with me. I had a gremlin Thanatos, not Thanos, but Thanatos gremlin. And the Thanatos gremlin, he was well, Thanatos means end. So that was kind of weird. I actually had there. I thought people would be like, hold up. He brought that gremlin to the Georgia Guidestones, and after that, 6 months later, I mean, 6 months later is kind of a long time, right? But for the most part, though, that was something. We drove through there, and we saw this big old like water dam that was like, you had to drive over the top of it, near the top of it, and I was like, this is so cool. So here you got a little spiky hair, and that like little spiky little hair thing. Because I'm thinking of the one from the Lorax. Okay, the one from the Lorax, little creatures. The little bears. That's what I'm thinking of. I don't know. Just if I thought of like Yogi Bear, I would have made a Yogi Bear or something. That would have been something there. so yeah, here it is. So for the most part, though, this is the situation. This is how it is. You have to earn your art. You have to make cool art. Don't give in to the AI. Don't make AI art. Make your music. Make your art. That's so cool. I have there talking about the theremin. I remember the first time I ever heard theremin. The theremin music was like Bill and Ted's Face of Music. Bill and Ted's Face of Music. So when Rachel talked about that the other day, about getting the new on her page, her Patreon page about the music, that I was like, I thought about Bill and Ted, like they when they're making their music, and they was like trying to make the best song, and then they had the daughters come and play the music, and then they all played together. I thought that was great. I just love the Bill and Ted stuff. They're just so fun. Oh my goodness, they're so fun. Okay, let's get this here. Alright, so we have, this is like a teddy bear with little teddy bear feet. Alright, I feel like there's a little cave right here, so I'm going to fill that real quick. And cannot be. I'm just doing what is actually on that and cannot. So thank God for this ability to make stuff with masking tape. This is a very unique thing, being able to do this, because you can do this on the spot, you can do this anywhere. And because you can do it on the spot anywhere, you can meet anybody anywhere doing this. So this is cool. Alright, so let's see. I'm gonna fix him up, make his stomach a little bit better, see his stomach a little better. I can actually give him some weapons and pants and make him into like a Kung Fu Panda type teddy bear. Teddy bear! A little teddy bear tail in the back. See that? Little teddy bear tail. And then so we got teddy bear tail and teddy bear feet. And this is so cool. This is so cool. Good art. Art that bends and art that moves. Okay, so there it goes. Mm-hmm. Now he took a little longer than I normally take for making stuff, but I was thinking of so many things as I was talking, so had I made him just without the thoughts, he would have been much faster. So there is a little teddy bear with a little, I should have thought of Teddy Ruxpin. They need like a little bow tie or something, maybe a bow tie. Nah. Okay, you have to know when to call it quits too, by the way, because you got to be like, you can make art forever, let me tell you. See, and then that's the little teddy bear right there. I'm working on my sound. Yep. See, that sound, you have cool sound, by the way. All your videos have cool sounds in it, Rachel. I gotta like work on my sounds too. Every time I put like any kind of sound in my video, it has a thing where I might get a copyright strike, so I definitely gotta make my own music. I used to have like this video game called Microsoft Hellbender, and they had the cool soundtrack for that. So for a while, a lot of my music I put the Hellbender thing because it was from a video game, and I guess the video game wasn't a copyright video game until of late. Then so what happened was like my videos started getting strikes for that, strikes, but like being like not monetized and all that stuff because of it. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to either just talk or the sound of tape or whatever, or background noise, to see if I can make some things there. And so what ended up happening was I don't have music in it, so I gotta like, wow, thank you. And so it's like, you have the thing where it's like, just thank you for the participation, by the way, Rachel. Really good, because, I just like the fact that people ask me to make something and I could make it on the spot. And so I don't know what time it is. I gotta figure out what time it is right now. Let me look at my other phone real quick. See what time it is right here. It's right there. You got a little teddy bear. See, and then you can make little eyes and stuff too. So this is just me doing that here. So yeah, if I ever made a mummy, I've never made a mummy yet. Well, no, I've never made a mummy. Even though I use tape and wrap it up. I make maybe a mummy bear. This is a mummy bear. So there's that. that in his mouth, and then be able to like chip 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 the mouth there. So it reminds me of Jerry. Make it pull to the side a little bit. Go here to the side. That's that. Go that. So forward. Make it go up. No, make it go up. How about that? Up and spiking. No. I'll work on that. Teddy bear. You see, my daughter and my son, they have this knack for this. They are so good at this masking tape art. They use up a ton of tape though, but they are really good at it. Like mine, I'm minimalist in terms of my tape use. I don't try not to use too much tape. But them, they use a whole bunch, and so when they do that, their stuff is very heavy and very heavy and thick. Mine is not so much thick and heavy. It's more like it's just like very lightweight and movable and things. To the side, maybe to the side. I don't know, maybe to the side. Okay, so that one. All right, and so I'm pretty much done with the teddy bear. I just gotta just a couple of things to kind of streamline him and make him all good. Let's see, like that. I'm going up again this way. So it's been a good day. It's been a real good day. Just a lot of stuff. Just kind of listening to the politics stuff and making some animations and just kind of working through the whole accident, Because the accident was crazy. It was like 180-degree spin out, 3 tires blow out, spin on the highway. By the grace of God, we didn't get hit by a truck, we didn't get hit by a bus or anything like that. 180 Tokyo drift into the median on the left side of the street. They went from right to left. It was like 180 as we did it. Amazing. It was spectacular. It was a spectacular crash. But I think it was because one, it was the grace of God completely. 2, it was some training that I had before when I was learning how to drive yellow cab taxi here in New York. That's 2. 3, when I was a claims adjuster, handling all the car accident stuff and understanding how car accidents work. All the video games I've played, and then realizing, and then just knowing this car. Just imagine that. Imagine spending all this time in the car driving DoorDash and things, just so you understand the dynamic of the car. And we've had things happen where the car ran out of juice or ran out of power, and we had to be able to take the car and control it with just the handles and then the steering mechanism. And we had a thing with the belt. One time the belt it broke. One time the belt came off of the whole serpentine belt came off the whole camshaft and of all the gears and everything. And so we had to kind of reattach that. We were like really far away. And you get used to just handling this type of car. So now this car that we're looking at, this newer one, it's a Dodge Caravan 2010. It's a little different than the one I'm used to. It's a little bit different, right? It has an aspect where it's like he's a little bit different in terms of like how it's a different kind of car. It's similar, but not completely similar. I'm telling you, it looks like a mouse. I like a mouse or something. I don't know. It looks like a mouse. So there's the little pads. Probably give him some razor claws. Okay, now I made him cute. We should make him deadly. Give him the teeth like no, I'm not gonna do that. All right, my friends. This is good. I'm gonna start heading home. I'll take you on a ride with me. Let's go for a walk, shall we? So I'm gonna do that thing you do. All right, so let's go. I'm gonna go for a walk. Let's go for a nice walk. All right, let's walk up the block. So this is pretty much me leaving make sure I'm leaving anything. Always good to check, make sure you leave anything at the lounge. So I got my clothes, and there's my hat. Okay. I'll try to keep it like as steady as possible, so I don't totally make guys all crazy. I'm gonna go out to the front door. So right now, the time it's almost 9 o'clock. So I'm just gonna take you home. So here we go. This is New York City. Welcome to New York. This is pretty much Queens, New York. So I'm just gonna take my elephant. I'm gonna walk up the block. And go home. So if I had one of those long sticks type things, I'd be able to do one of these kind of things. But I don't have the stick on the thing, so just pretty much gonna walk. All right, so here you have it. It's so much more quieter out here, right? Yeah, it really is actually. So I have my hat, and I have my teddy bear, and just pretty much just walking home. Okay. So yeah, so for the most part, it's one of those things where I'm really happy just being able to do this art, and I'm really happy just being able to meet people all over the world. And one time we actually sent one of our art pieces over to Australia. One in Australia. We have another one in Australia, another place in we sent one to LA the other day. So I'm going to show you how that one turns out. It's going to be cool. It's almost home. I'm all sweaty. Look at me. Yep. This is cool. So yeah, I have a lot of art to make for a lot of people coming up, and it's almost that time. So, yep, New York City. All right, folks. So I am pretty much home now, and so I'm gonna rest my stuff down, and just want to call it a quits for tonight. Gonna show you guys some of the cool art one more time. So here it goes. This is the elephant. Elephant be like haha. And then this here is the narwhal, what we made today. We made narwhal. Narwhal. And then this one here is the teddy bear. This is the teddy bear. So yeah. I'm gonna work on him a little bit more. Make doing some eyeballs. And see how that goes, right? So there's that one. How bad can I be? Okay, so with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and say thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for everything, for watching. Thank you for supporting a living artist, like Rachel says. And thank you, Rachel, for being on the chat tonight. That's been really cool to be able to talk with you. And I look forward to more of your art. And I have more of my art too as well. So I say God bless you all. Thank you all for watching. And thank you for just being there as I was going through the process of making stuff with my tape. So God bless you and have a good night, okay? So I'll let you know how things are going. So be strong in the Lord, the power of his might. God bless you and thanks. Peace.